Hello all, in this video I will explain the continental drift theory. So to understand this theory we need to understand what is the meaning of tectonics. Okay, so when we see the internal structure of the earth is divided into different layers like crust, mantle and the core region. So the crust and the uppermost mantle will give us the layer of lithosphere. The lithosphere is divided into different plates like Eurasian plate, African plate, South American plate, North American plate. Like this different plates will be there, and these plates will flow on the layer of asthenosphere of the mantle. Okay, and the forces behind this movement of these plates on the asthenosphere and the study of the forces and the process behind the movements of these plates is what we are calling as tectonics. Majorly the forces are mantle convectional currents, and the process that are involved in these movements are folding of these plates or the faulting and the volcanism and the plate collisions as well. So to explain these tectonics, to explain these movement of the plates, there are various theories present in the market. The continental drift theory, polar wandering theory, seafloor spreading theory, plate tectonics theory. So out of these theories we will understand today the continental drift theory. The continental drift theory, what is the meaning of continental drift theory? Continents means, as we already know, continents, like there are 7 continents like there right now, right? So that is the continents. And what is the meaning of drift? Drift is the meaning of the flowing or movement of these continents. So continental movement, continents are moving here. So that is the meaning of continental drift theory, which is proposed by Alfred Wegener in 1912. So what is the idea behind this continental drift theory? Continents move and they are not fixed. 115 million years ago there was a supercontinent called as the Pangaea, and after some time it is divided into Laurasia and Gondwana, two other continents. Okay, and what is the forces behind the movement or the division of the Pangaea into Laurasia and Gondwana as proposed by the Wegener is the pole fleeing force and the tidal force. As we can see later on, the Laurasia also divided into different continents like North America, Europe and Asia, and the Gondwana as well divided into different continents, which finally led to the different continents present now. So what are the forces or the main force behind these movement of the continents? According to Wegener, he proposed that the pole fleeing force and the tidal force. So according to the pole fleeing force, earth rotates, right? So while earth is rotating, there will be the development of centrifugal force. What is that force? Centrifugal force. This centrifugal force will force the continents which are present in the polar region towards the equator, right? Because of that centrifugal force, the continents are forced towards the equatorial region, forming different continents. That is the pole fleeing force, because those continents are pushed or moved from the polar region. And another one is the tidal force. Because of the gravitational pull of the moon and the sun, the tides will be generated, and the tidal force will be drag the continents towards the westward. And criticism is that from the other scientists, those forces are too weak to move the continents, right? And these forces or the forces proposed by the Wegener are not accepted by the scientists. That is the continental drift theory. And he also given some evidences also for the continental drift theory. And what are these evidences? When we look at the physical features of the Brazil, which is present in the South American continent, and the African continent, we can see that this both South American continent and the African continent, when we look at them, the physical feature is like that those two continents are sticking together before millions of years ago, and after the millions of years the continents have been segregated. Like that the physical features are there. That is one of the evidence given by the continental drift theory. Other one is the Glossopteris fossils. That is a botanical evidence. So when we see the Glossopteris fossils, it's actually a fern. It is present in the South African continent, Australian continent and the Antarctican region as well, stating that these continents are all together before the segregation of them. And the Mesosaurus is another freshwater reptile present in both in the Brazil and the South African as well. So all these evidences are for the continental drift theory, stating that these continents are moving and once upon a time all the continents are together, and we can see the rocks of same age as well in the Brazil and the West African region. And another one is the polar wandering or the paleomagnetism. Rocks present in those times or rocks present before the segregation of these continents record the magnetic positions of the poles present at that time, and those rocks gives us the magnetic polar region or the polar region at that time, and the current rocks gives us the pole positions of the current magnetic field. So those two positions, two ancient period magnetic polar region and current today polar region, are different, and that's stating that the continents move and not exactly at the single position. And the other evidence is the glacial evidence, that is the tillite rocks will be there which are formed due to glacial activities found in Indian region, African region, Antarctic region and the Australian region as well. And the placer deposits are the deposits of the various minerals. Here we can see gold placers found in the Ghana, which is present in the African continent, and the roots of this gold placers are found in the Brazil. So these are all the different evidences given for the continental drift theory by the Alfred Wegener. And what is the significance of this theory? The continental drift theory is the first to suggest the continental mobility or the continental movement, and which acted as the foundation for the upcoming or the next coming seafloor spreading theories and the plate tectonics theories. And the concept of Pangaea was first given by the continental drift theory. So in this video we understood the continental drift theory. In the coming videos we can understand about the plate tectonics and the seafloor spreading and different theories as well. Thank you.